I would like English. No way of not. Don't really see what that matters. Please adjust the slider until the computer is very visible. They're two different objects. I'll just go with half. The current time. Why do I need? It is currently. It's basically gonna be 9 o'clock. Just gotta wait. No, I want to see the time. 3, 2, any second now. I'm gonna get this accurately. Show me my clock, please. I'm like waiting for like New Year's or something. Except for it's 9 p.m. There you go. We're accurate. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I've never played Stanley Parable, the original version, but they added this one, the Ultra Deluxe, to PlayStation Pass, and I just got it, so. I like look at the trophies before playing the games, and these were the most insane trophies I've ever seen. There is a trophy for playing the game, for not playing the game for 10 years. Who would do that? Who would do such a thing? But the worst trophy of all I saw on there was play the Stanley Parable for the entirety of a Tuesday. That means that leaving your PlayStation on for more than 24 hours. You can't turn on rest mode, you have to play it for 24 hours. They're a monster, who would do that? Ultra Deluxe. That's like, you have like gold editions of games and stuff. Now we got Ultra Deluxe. And let's just get into the game. The land is never the end is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day,
Whatever
something
floats
very
your boat.
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, we're just in. Why do I make a typing noise, like a computer noise? I don't even need to be near anything, and I'll just do it. Because I'm typing a very important document right now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Whose desk is this? It's just a pencil sharpener. So is this just like a walking simulator? That's the first thing I've done so far is open a door and close it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm not doing that. You're gonna give me a choice, I'm gonna do the opposite.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, good improvisation.
It's
They
improvisation,
knew I
you
was gonna be
dummy.
coming here.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
This room's beautiful.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Alright, back on our journey.
But eager to get back to business,
Oh,
Stanley took
okay.
the first open door on his left.
Nah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
They like know by every move, dude. They must like plan this out. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. It will cause death. I will probably die, but I'm not trying to risk it.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Can I jump?
Please, stop. What? Really? I was
I
in
can.
the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I didn't actually think I'd be able to do that. Danger everywhere.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Dang it, I wanted to see if I could do it. Red? Nah.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I feel bad for colorblind people.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I don't want to walk through there, though. You know what I'm about to do?
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be
What,
here in
the
the
game's-
first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
The
Help
game's
me
not
here,
even
Stanley.
finished.
Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Well, what am I
Tell you
supposed to
what,
give off?
let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Dude, there is a lot more that there'd be. We're going through the unfinished area.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
What?
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I walked through a door. That was terrible.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge.
All he did was add a
Based
door.
on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
There
To be
we go, a new
perfectly
version.
candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
I thought I was
Let's
supposed to
take a
play the
look.
game, not be a game tester. Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard? Good old Neil is offline with a record of 2 seconds. In total, I couldn't even read that. Do you know that 21% of trees skipped the intro sequence? Only 3% of the players chose the blue door. And something about more attractive. You are objectively ranked. That out of... I have not been playing this game for 7 hours. Yeah, ask... Bro, they're roasting me! Man, screw this. I'm going through this door again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
I mean, all I did was add a leaderboard that bullied me, but at least it was more
Hey,
than
I nearly
nothing.
forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
I'm playing a different game now.
In this game, the baby
What is
crawls
this?
left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of
I kinda wanna
endlessly
push this.
confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So
I
why don't
am
you give it 4
not gonna
hours of
play
play
this
to make sure it's effective?
baby game
Be
for
sure
4
to keep
hours.
notes on your experience.
Wow, 4 hours of this would be great, guys. That would get so many views.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter,
like
well, I don't know
both.
what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
I made the
Thank you for
narrator
playing.
quit.
Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What game are we playing now? Like Minesweeper? Why am I in Firewatch?
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for
In
some
my
sort
creep
of
tower.
twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
How are we in Firewatch? Like that was not expected.
Oh, no. No, 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 it can't be.
What? Nature?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
What?
Thank goodness, Stanley,
No!
what
You
a
just got
close
rid of the only
call.
fun part.
You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go
Man,
in
I could have
any...
went to Jonesy Lake.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably
What are we gonna
something
play,
with
Call of
walls.
Duty?
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
But has walls.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
An opening. No! Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley,
What?
if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
How did they get Rocket League's permission for this?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what
Ooh, do I get a
fun.
ball to play with?
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we
Touchdown?
must.
This is soccer.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, heck yeah! Yeah! This is so much better than the other game we played. Look, I have so much speed now. Yeah! Oh, I got a trophy. I can't jump.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story
And I got
that
another
worked so
trophy
hard
for
on?
getting
Stanley,
a trophy.
I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an
Multiple?
even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to
No
try it
way.
out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh, good
Yeah!
God, it does feel amazing,
This is
doesn't it?
amazing!
Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I
Yeah!
simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Let's do one more time.
More balls.
Yeah! Yeah! This is the greatest game ever. Game of the year. I can see why there's like pro Rocket League tournaments. This is amazing.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
Yeah, you better be taking
Well, I
tips.
sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is
Why?
my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what... Hold on. What are
Uh-oh.
you doing?
What did I do?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a
Uh-oh.
story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Uh-oh. I probably shouldn't have done that. Where am I going? Oh, am I in like the early alpha build or something? Is this what this is? A light. It's the forgotten build. Where am I? Ooh, 427. This is my room.
I
What?
wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I beat the game. And we're just restarted back?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Weird, but
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
guess
entered
I'm
the
actually gonna do
door
what he
on his
says.
left.
That was weird.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Fire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Everyone is unique. You, most of all. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What if I don't?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
You keep talking about it, I will still be here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
You done talking now? Can I get back?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
I can see why Chris was in here.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Are we done?
Maybe to you this is somehow
Okay.
its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was
They
my
spelled the subtitles
favorite."
wrong.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
Did he get the broom
Stanley was
closet
fat and ugly
ending?
and really, really stupid. He
Whoa.
probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Bro. Do you really want me out of the broom closet that
Well, I've
bad?
come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this,
I'm dead
the
right now,
responsible
guys.
thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Is he done? Okay. Alright.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
You guarantee, huh?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Why is he so bad about the broom closet? If he's the creator of the game, why did he add the broom closet?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now that you kind of bullied me about like the whole broom closet thing, I'm just gonna go down. That's too many words. I'm not reading all that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment.
I'm in a loop,
no
I think.
reason at all.
No, this is different.
None of it made any logical
Never mind,
sense.
I am in a loop.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
He's right.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yeah.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
I'm crazy.
I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
I'm still going.
He imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Wow.
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield. And
no way, really?
It was so much fun.
Wow.
And Stanley marveled that he had still
This
not
is
woken
amazing.
up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all
Okay, keep the stars at
Stanley's
least.
head. One he was amazed
he
hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah, that's weird.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility
How
for
long
himself?
am I going to have to go for?
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Oh,
now,
I guess I am awake.
Speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh, nope, we're still here. Back to the grind.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please,
Somebody wake
just
me
someone
up,
tell me I am
please.
real.
I am
I must be
real,
real.
I'm
I must
real.
be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
And that's it.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh,
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she
And I look
thought
crazy?
to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
what?
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, and we're back. Okay, I'm gonna do one more run. One more. Let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nah, let's just go this way again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm gonna see what happens if I actually do go on the thing and
Stanley
ride
was
it.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I really want to see what the rest of the games were that
investing
like I
your
missed
trust
out
in
on.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact
'Cause we only
is that
played
the story has been about
Firewatch
nothing
and
but
Rocket
you
League.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for, this is it, Stanley. Your chance
For
to
who?
redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up
I
the
knew it.
phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
It's
You
right there.
actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
What?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe I was so mistaken.
They found
This
out.
is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
What?
Choice. It's the best part of
Oh my
being
gosh,
a
you
real
make me watch
person.
like a
But if
video
used
now.
incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would
Forgetting
you make?
how to read,
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the
What?
person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
A backs. My goodness, I'm having a
Excellent.
backs.
Making choices on a regular basis
You're
is
even
the
gonna finish
best
my
part
sentence.
to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more
Really?
than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just
No.
remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the
Wow,
feeling
good
should
to know.
subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back.
Oh,
You may
what
have
happened?
noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, so is the game out here glitching out too? Nope.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful,
They
we
added
can't have
metal
you jumping
fence
off the
bars.
platform and
I
dying.
can't leave.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly.
They really don't want me to
halfway
make a
through the
wrong choice
story.
now.
That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I'm gonna somehow make a wrong choice. I will. Going all the way
Almost
back.
there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
No! Why did you do that?
It's
Quickly,
glitching
hurry
out
back
more.
in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I'm gonna break this dude's entire game. Oh. Okay. Hopefully we weren't too late. Uh-oh, we are.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My
Yeah, the
story,
red door's
you've
there.
destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed
Sounds
to
like
do?
an old man
Even
or
if there
something
were a way to
tweaking out.
continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't
Bro's
know.
gonna shut the game down.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Don't.
I have to.
Uh-oh, it's Bro actually is shutting down the game. Where am I?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Where am I?
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think
Yep.
that would be funny? You
Yeah.
just had to see?
Yep.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
But I'm not doing
That
all
thought
that.
hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
How did you know?
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so
Really?
perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
Uh-oh. I think I should
behave
shut
exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think I already know what we're about to do.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Oh,
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
he
responsibly
just gonna keep cutting
and
it off
always
until I
putting
do it
the
right?
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2
If he does it
open
one more time,
doors,
then yeah,
he
I'm gonna go
entered
this
the
way.
door on his left.
Oh, he should just does not care.
No! Why did you do that?
There we go.
Quickly, hurry back.
I think the game's actually
Behave
glitched
exactly
out.
as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Why
I'm
is
quite
it so
sure you'll
bright
be up to the
outside?
task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hopefully we aren't too late now. Oh, we aren't.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I can't even go in the broom closet.
Coming
And
to
they
the
got rid of the
staircase,
stairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I am going to my boss's office then. Oh, wow.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated
Business
this,
strategy.
until he saw the door
That
with
is a
voice
panda
receiver next to it.
with a
Surely
block.
behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen
did?
it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work?
Oh,
There was
Night
only
Shark
one way to find out.
115.
Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Is the code not working?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we
did.
can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Try one more time. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means
I
to
am
take
the
a
most
story
expensive
seriously.
boss.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted
Oh, I
over
did. I
there.
went through the
Why
door
did you
already.
come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I need you
end.
to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Is this really the ending?
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Okay then. I think I'm gonna end it off here. Would be. Which I'm just gonna admit. A lot. Yeah. Okay.